Okay, this video is going to show you how to crop the photos for this project. So this is supposed to be the letter B, and we need to crop this so it is a 4-inch wide by 6-inch tall rectangle. So the first thing you might notice is that it's not facing the right way. Okay, I have to rotate this. So in order to do this, I'm going to go up to the menu bar. I am going to go to Image, Rotate, and here it talks about 90 degrees to the left, 90 degrees to the right. 180 would be flipping it around. You can also flip the picture. So I want to rotate it 90 degrees to the left. So hopefully you can kind of see the B. Now you might notice that it crops the picture a little bit. You don't see the entire picture. So if you go to the zoom button, you can zoom in and you can zoom out by clicking it. There's actually a really fast way to do this. To make this fit on screen, we just want to optimize the view and have it fit on screen. To do this, you hit the command button and the number 0, which is above the letter P on your keyboard. Okay. And that automatically sets it up so it fits on the screen. And to zoom in, here's another shortcut. You hold down the command button and you hit the plus sign right next to the 0 and the minus sign. Plus, minus. So it zooms in and zooms out, and to get it to fit on screen, command 0. So this is a good view. So now I'm going to go back to the crop tool, and you're going to see that these the options change down here. And what I want to do is I want to crop it to a certain width and a certain height. Now, if you remember what I was saying before, I want it 4 by 6. And it has an already preset. These are sort of basic standard sizes, 4 by 6. We also want to change the resolution to 300. Okay. You might have seen that I missed this section over here. What this does is it puts a little grid on the view of this 4 by 6 cropped space, and you'll see it in a minute, and you can decide whether you want it or you don't want it, and then you can just click on whichever view that you want. So what you're going to do is you're going to hover over one of the corners. I usually go with the top left hand corner, and I drag, so I hold down the left button and I drag a space. And this doesn't have to be perfect. And you're going to notice this view right in here is my window. This is where my cropped space will be. The grid kind of distracts me, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. So now a couple things you can do. You can take one of the corners and you can make it bigger and smaller, but you're going to notice as you change, as you make it bigger width-wise, it's also going to change height-wise, because it's got to remain in that 4 by 6 proportion. You can also drag it in the center. You can kind of pull, you can pull the window around. Now I just made a mistake. I'm going to go to the undo button. I did it too quickly. And I can just go ahead and do this again. So I'm going to drag it around like this. You can also do, if you have a picture that needs to be straightened a little bit, you can go ahead and rotate it. Take your cursor and you bring it out to one of the corners until you see this arrow. Kind of looks like a boomerang. And you can go ahead and drag it, and it allows you to rotate it a little bit. Okay? And actually, you can rotate it a lot of it. So you get it in the position that you want. One last thing, if you're kind of moving it around and you feel like you're just moving it too quickly, you just got to do like a little tiny movement. I call it a nudge. If you use the arrows next to the keyboard, next to the buttons with the letters and the numbers, sort of like, I don't know, 2/3 of the way into your keyboard, you'll see arrows. They're underneath, I think they're underneath the buttons. Right now I'm on a laptop, it's hard to remember, but if you hit those arrows, hit the right arrow, it moves to the right, hit the left arrow, it moves to the left, up and down. And you can see how the window is slightly nudging. This is a really useful tool. Okay. And that's probably what I want. And you can either hit the commit button or you hit the return enter button. It'll do the same thing. Okay, you can see it got small. I want to make it bigger, so I'm going to hit Command 0. If you need to modify it, like I did before, you can undo it and you can start again. But if you just need to do, you want to make it a little bit smaller, you can go ahead and do that. Don't want the window to extend on the edges, off the edges over here though. I'm going to make sure that picture fits in there. Okay. Okay, I'm done with one. I can go back to the photo bin, select the other. Again, this is going to rotate, image, rotate, and go to the left. I want it to fit on screen. I hit Command 0. I'm going to use the crop tool. And make sure I get that B in the center, right by the eyeglasses. Looks good. Okay. So you keep doing this process until all of your letters are done. And the next video is going to show you how to save the pictures once you have them cropped.